Welcome back, Year 5. We're back with another series of The Firework-Maker's Daughter. This is going to be the second part of Chapter 7. Now, if you remember from last time, we were introduced to a few characters who Lila and Lal Chan would be competing against in the festival. Could you remember three of them? I believe one was... I did ask you whether you knew some of the countries. So, one was Dr. Pufferflash from Heidelberg. Did you manage to find out where he's from? Well, if you said Germany, you'll be absolutely correct. Heidelberg is a very German name. Actually, it could be from Austria, but I'm pretty sure it's from Germany. The second was Signor Scorcini from Naples. Now, if you typed up where Naples is, it is from Italy. Very nice place. And the third person, Colonel Sam Sparkington, very English name, from Chicago. If you said he's from England, you're absolutely wrong. No, I'm joking. If you said he's from USA, you'll be absolutely right. Chicago is a city from the US. So there we go, three people. Anyhow, we're introduced to them, and we're kind of told like what kind of fireworks they prepared, whether it'll be good enough for them to win. And then we're told that Lila and Lal Chand are also busy making their own fireworks, and they've got some spectacular ideas. Let's see if it works. We're going to carry on. But when they reached the ornamental lake, Lila and Lal Chand stopped in dismay. In dismay, what does dismay mean? Is that a good thing? Bad thing? For there was Dr. Pufferflash supervising the final stages of putting together about 15 tons of equipment, all swathed in a neat tarpaulin and swarmed over by a dozen pyrotechnicians in white overalls with clipboards and stethoscopes. So why do you think Lila and Lal Chan were dismayed at when they got to the lake? I'm guessing that's where they do the firework. Why? It seems that this firework maker, Dr. Pufferflash, has loads and loads of equipment and people to help him out. Let's see. And next to him, there was Signor Scorcini, clambering about on a model galleon even longer than the royal barge, all bristling with cannons and flares, while his Neapolitan crew were arguing and gesticulating in a Neapolitan dialect as they lowered a vast, nodding, bearded model of King Neptune below the water. So this is the sight that met Lila and Lal Chan. They get to the lake and they are seeing some amazing things in front of them. These are the things that are prepared by the three firework makers. How do you think these two are feeling at that moment when all they've got is a little cart full of their firework? And next to him, Colonel Sparkington was rehearsing his display. There was a gigantic red and white and blue rocket with a saddle on the back of it. And on a scaffolding platform high above the treetops, there was a model of the moon, with dozens of craters all being loaded with exciting looking things. It was too much. Lal Chand and Lila looked at the vast displays being prepared by the other artists, and then at their three little cartloads, and their hearts sank. Never mind, said Lal Chand. Ours is a good display, my love. Think of the foaming moss. They've got nothing like that. Or the underwater fuse, said Lila. Look, they're having to light that sea god by hand. We can do better than that, father. Of course we can. Let's get to work. How do you think they're feeling at that moment? They unloaded their materials, and the batik painter and the sandalwood carver took their carts back with the promise of free tickets to the show. The day passed quickly. All the firework makers were very curious about one another's displays and kept wandering over to have a look, with the excuse of borrowing a handful of red fire powder or a length of slow fuse. They came to look at Lao Chan and Lila's, and they were very polite, but it was plain that they didn't think much of it. So it seems that these three people, they're not, they're not like too impolite. And all of them were desperate to look under Dr. Puffinflash's tarpaulin, but he kept it tightly tied down. Promptly at 7 o'clock, the sun went down, and 10 minutes later, it was dark. People were beginning to arrive already, with rugs to sit on and picnic baskets. And from the palace nearby came the sound of bells and gongs and cymbals. All the firework makers were busy in the dark, putting the finishing touches to their displays, and they all wished one another good luck. Oh, so there's no sort of sabotage. Then came a roll of drums, and the palace gates were thrown open. By the light of 100 flickering torches, a great procession made its way to the grandstand by the lake. The king was being carried on a golden palanquin, and the royal dancers were swaying and stepping elegantly alongside. Behind him, behind them, decorated with gold cloths and jewels of every colour, with his tusks and toenails painted scarlet, came Hamlet. "Oh, look at the poor thing," said Lila. "He looks utterly miserable. I'm sure he's lost weight." "I'm missing Chulak. That's what it is." "Oh, he's missing Chulak. That's what it is," said Lao Chand. Hamlet still stood disconsolately beside the grandstand as the king declared the competition open. And that's where we're going to stop it there. So far, we know that, all the firework makers have gathered around the lake. They've set up, and it seems like the other three foreign firework makers have made have their equipment look amazing. I think it's fair to say Lao Chen and Lila feel a little bit intimidated, but they haven't given up hope. And also, we're told that the king finally arrives ready for the show, and we see that Hamlet, without Chulak, is also there, and he looks quite upset. We'll find out exactly what happens. I'm sure next episode we'll find out. It'll be the start of the firework. We'll see what happens on the next episode.